whatever you're looking for, you will find it at the Bath Decorative Antiques Fair.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ellis, VP of Global Industry Relations for Renati, here with Mark Hill, Managing Director of Renati UK and EU. And we have selected a few items that have really caught our attention for the upcoming Bath Decorative Antiques Fair happening March 31st through April 3rd. So, Mark, what have you found going through all of the incredible exhibitors?
Well, you know, it's always impossible for me. I mean, I've been to Bath so many times, and every time I come back from Bath, I always come back with at least one thing. And if truth be known, quite often 2 or 3 things, which of course makes me very delighted, but it makes this choice even harder. But yep, I found some great things, and I can't wait to talk to you about them. This incredible Tolware and cast metal cabinet is truly multifunctional. I mean, for a start, it's a beautiful thing to behold. I mean, look at it. You've got this nice diminutive size and these wonderful curving cabriole legs. I mean, it sort of almost looks like it might sort of dash towards you like a dog when you get home. And then you've got this wonderful decorative effect. So this is effectively painted sheet metal. That's what Tolware is. And it's been decorated with a japanned technique. So just for the sake of it, it's got nothing to do with Japan itself, but it's got a lot to do with a particular type of product that was produced in Japan. So this was meant to emulate lacquered work. So beautiful lacquered work on boxes or sometimes on in-row or other pieces of furniture. But this is actually painted on. So it's almost like an enamel. It's not actually lacquer itself. But what have you got? We've got butterflies, we've got flowers. It's got that fantastic Regency feel to it. And I mentioned multifunctional. It is actually a plate warmer, but you know what? I do love a cocktail, and I could see this working so well as a cocktail cabinet.
Mark, exactly what I was going to say. I love anything chinoiserie that has that feel. You know, it's the brush strokes. It looks hand painted. It's very delicate. And I mean, it's just an incredible thing to think about how this would have been used and where it would have been placed. And I love the story, but I would make it a little bar. So fun, right? It's just, it's one of those surprising little elements. It's perfect. And I think as a designer or anybody who's looking to use pieces like this is what we crave, is that odd piece that you need to have explained a little bit, but then you open it up and surprise, it's either full of treats, delights, or cocktails. Speaking of incredible, from exhibitor Hussack and Gray, there are these 2 chairs, and you know I love chairs. I'm just a fan. They are stunning. They're black leather and they're teak, and they've got this incredible line that I was just drawn to, and they are an outstanding pair of safari chairs. They're made by Hyatt and Brothers. So they are known with 3 brothers as having super quality, durable, excellent furniture. And the Safari armchair is a classic. It was actually called the Roorkee chair. And they were campaign chairs that were commonly used by British officials. These 2 pieces would be used in any setting to create that awe moment where everybody walks in and goes, what are these? I just love them.
I'm guessing, looking at those little joints that sort of protrude out and thinking about one particular term, you said campaign furniture. So campaign furniture was furniture that could be taken on a campaign, often a military campaign. So it had to be portable in some way. And I'm guessing that these come to pieces.
Even if you're not a collector or don't know, but to see the arms that have the black leather that look like belts, so cool. I mean, it just adds a modern twist, even though they're an ancient sort of idea, as you said, campaign chairs for wartime, but we're actually talking about a modern twist with that 1970s funk to them. I just love them.
I think some things for me are so sort of quirky and unusual. They really give the sort of, you know, they really are the statement piece that so many of us, particularly you lot in interior design, always talk about. So I've chosen this incredible decoupage glass ball. And yes, those little pictures, those images are actually on the inside of the ball. So first of all, you kind of think, but I can feel glass on the outside and it reflects. How did they get them inside? I just think that's a wonderful thing. And then secondly, you start to look at what they are. These wonderfully printed, incredibly detailed and very, very exquisite images. We've got flowers, we've got people, and it shouts Victorian to me. I mean, what do you make of this? I think it's a statement piece, right?
It is a statement piece. Those are the things, like you said, that attract us the most. Where again, it's those visual statement pieces that bring your eye around the room. That's what adds the layers that make a really incredible, well-designed room, right? And so we are always looking for that unique piece. I am fascinated that the decoupage is on the inside.
Okay, so decoupage, I guess in some way it's a craft, but for me, it's not just a craft, it's actually an art. So effectively, you would have typically a Georgian or Victorian lady, or maybe children, who would spend an awful lot of time cutting out images. So these were printed images that were then cut out. The sort of shape that you got would then be attached to bits of furniture. You often see room screens, folding screens with these literally covering the surface, bits of furniture. You could put them inside scrapbooks. So these are all related to scrapping. And actually, there's the key. These are not necessarily cut out images. In fact, I don't think any of them are on there. They're actually a Victorian invention, if you like, called scraps. I just think it's going to make a sensational centerpiece. I mean, mount that on a pedestal, put it in the middle of a table, put it on a coffee table. It's going to catch someone's eye and create an amazing conversation.
Speaking of catching your eye and conversation, I have to show you this little funky table, stool, and table combo. I don't know, but I love it. So this is from exhibitor number 5 Interiors, and I am just drawn to this piece. It is kind of like, and I know you know these, the dumbwaiters, right? So you see those layered Victorian tables that were just for displaying food, finger foods, little trinkets, little glass trinkets, whatever it was, right? So it was not just a regular table, but a layered table, right? And then very popular in mid-century was splitting the table and creating different angles and having this 2 layers was really popular. And I felt like it might have been something like that.
I would agree with you completely. I mean, let's look at what we've got in front of our eyes. So it's made of metal. I mean, it is a very decorative thing with these beautiful curves that echo the circular seat and then the table part of it. So it is decorative, but I think the way those legs splay out so far, that's all about being sort of comfortable and sturdy, and also so you don't rock if you're doing something. I reckon you're onto something there. I'm pretty sure this would have been used, judging by the features I've just discussed, in a factory. And I kind of imagine, in a way, I don't know, someone like a cobbler sort of sitting on it with his legs astride, and then the smaller raised seat in front of him, and doing some real activity there. Now, definitely know that I'm into glass. The clue is kind of, it's here.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like some glass behind you, but yes.
And if you really want glassy glass that really sort of evokes the medium of glass, that sort of ductile, sort of liquid that's transparent, translucent, or maybe even opaque. I mean, I think these just do it in spades. So what we're looking at here is a Czech glass vase, so made in Czechoslovakia, designed by a guy called Josef Hospodka. And he produced this for a company called Krybska, who were founded in 1414. So incredible heritage and history to the company that made it. But it's got everything that's glassy about glass in it. The transparency, those wonderful, beautiful curves. And during the 1950s, speaking of those curves, we tended to look organically. So this almost looks like a sort of flower opening up as it rises up. And you've got this incredible range of colors too. And depending on the thickness of the glass, you get sort of gradations in terms of the tone. So it gets lighter where the glass is thinner. So this is sort of evoking those very fashionable at the time Murano designs, but it is quintessentially Czech. And it was one of Hospodka's most famous ranges. He designed it in the mid-1950s, and it was so popular. It was produced right into the 1990s. I think these are sensational.
I love it. Every time you show me one of these pieces, I fall in love. So I'm a fan. I am a fan. When you have got something like this, show us. I am here for it, because that is what we look for. We want that thing that evokes emotion, and it's standalone, and it's just that great. Those are the key pieces. Can't get enough of them.
Because one thing that works with these really is grouping them. And I think this shot just shows how you can put a group together. You don't always need to think of it as a functional vessel. It becomes a sculptural piece. And the way they're displayed here, they're sort of almost like little sort of glassy flowers popping out of the table. And I just think that looks wonderful. And it really shows another side to these. A vase doesn't have to be a vase. It can be a sculpture too.
Well, if you want to see more, please do not hesitate to either visit in person Bath Decorative Antiques Fair, or for sure, check out the website so you can see all the exhibitors there.
So that's all for now. So from Kelly and I, thanks ever so much, and enjoy the fair.